Photowalk was very nice, actually.
Ah, yes,
Really
that was
enjoyed it.
really very good. I liked
Yeah.
it.
Indeed.
Yes.
I
It was
liked it
good
a lot.
to be outside, and yeah, very nice.
Definitely.
Yeah, meeting you guys and going around, taking pictures, enjoying the good weather. And Peter is going to listen to this afterwards. And whenever he doesn't come, the weather is perfect. So yeah, next time, mate, I'm going to take a camera and you can participate remotely. So we make sure the weather is still good. Because he always complains that whenever he comes, it's raining.
Yeah.
And talking about photo walks, I think we are pretty clear to go and actually advertise on the meetup page that we're going to do the next one.
Yes, I think so.
And just relax with it because the whole world already did relax.
Yeah, definitely.
And I was seeing the dates, and I think still in June, second half of the month, we can try to do something. Anybody has anything to suggest, a place to go? Otherwise, I'm just going to invent something for us.
It depends what you guys want to do. If it's more like street, or if it's more like, I don't know, nature, flowers, animals, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, these ones during the week, they need to be a little bit closer to the city.
So more street then.
Yeah, but we can go to the green areas around the city and close by. There's plenty of them here, so it's easy. If anybody has any idea, any suggestions, I'm really happy to go with it. Otherwise, I'll just create something along this week and post it on the meetups. If nobody has anything to suggest.
But there is a place that I know, where now I don't have the exact word. When the skaters go to there is something like a circuit, some place where all the skaters go.
The skate park.
What?
A skate park.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That is not. That is not far from the center. I went there once to make some portrait. It's a very interesting place because there are a lot of graffiti, etc.
That you can do, yeah.
Sorry?
Is it the one close to the Wetleyberg and to that direction?
No, there is the big commercial center, the new one.
Zilpo,
City. Yes,
Yeah.
Hey, I love this one. It's 5 minutes with the bicycle from my home. I love it already.
Yes, it's from my office. It's 5 minutes as well on the.
During the week, usually late in the afternoon, there are a lot of people there, just with their exercise, etc. Can be interesting also for the graffiti. I mean, to do portrait, etc. I don't know.
Yeah,
and
we
there is
just
a parking place just close, or we can go.
Yeah, that's great. Also, we just have to think. There's always a lot of people these past days, and I don't know if people would be too happy with us taking photos of them. I need to try to organize some models for us because really the background and the graffiti there is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, when I went there, I asked there were a few guys with their skateboard. I asked them if to take picture. They said yes, and then I also said made portrait, etc. We can ask or with model. Is always better.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we can even try to make it a little bit the focus of the meeting, because there are if we all try to make some portraits, even some videos from what they're doing there, it could be really nice.
Yeah.
And Nick, it is easy to take off with the drone very nearby.
Good to know.
Yeah, very close to that place is where I used to go with some people to train and to learn flying. It's really easy to fly around there. No issues at all.
Good to know. But you're putting pressure now on me.
No, it's just so you know. It's just so you know. I'm just helping.
No, that's good. Good to know.
So guys, I think we gave enough time for whoever was a little bit coming a little later. So let's try to start our very, very short agenda for the day. And let me share it with you guys. Someday I'm still going to learn where to find the controls on Zoom because they always escape me. And okay, blah, 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 it's recording. I'm going to post it afterwards. For some reason, it didn't share. Let's try that again. Now it's coming, yeah. So yeah, it's recording, blah, blah, blah. And this week, I had absolutely no chance to look for anything for us to learn online. So I'm so sorry. This is a really, really short section of it. So no online learning for this week. If you guys have anything, any suggestions, please send them to me. And something that I would like to share with you guys, this came from an idea of Daniel, the old model for the photo challenge, to which we still have the same pictures that were sent 20 days ago. That model, we are going to retire it, and we're going to start using our group to do that.
Is the Facebook,
I think,
right?
yeah, on Facebook. I think all of you are already there. And if you guys look on the media area on our group, you have some albums, and we're going to use these albums. For an example, most of you already saw that we had one album for the Photowalk, the last one we've done.
Number 2, right?
Yeah, with the number 2, yeah, exactly. I already set an album. If anybody wants to send photos for the others to add it, I think it was really fun what we did. I don't know, one or two meetups ago, and whatever we can think of, we can use this one. It's much easier. Anyone with a Facebook account can come there and post. We have voting. We have all the things there. So I'm really going to retire the old thing on my website, and we'll just start using this one. If you guys want to bring anybody on board, just point them to it. It's pretty easy. If anybody wants to help with admin rights and trying to do some housekeeping, I'm really happy to have you on board. And we already started with this last photo walk. I don't know if all you guys saw the pictures. I mean, Nick, your pictures I still couldn't because they came, I don't know, yesterday or today. I still couldn't go to the
I
group.
know. I'm
No,
always super late.
I didn't post mine still. My pictures are, I just imported them, and I didn't even look to the album. So no worries, I'm later than you.
Okay.
It's just asking for forgiveness because I didn't see it still. But we have quite some pictures there already. And I think this way it works much easier than we did before. If anybody has ideas, critiques, or whatever, just let me know. But I think it's much easier for us. You were all already inside the group, right? All of you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. And so, and what I'm going to start doing is, first of all, taking away these annotations that I've done. Clear all of them, sorry about that. I'm going to send like a suggestion, a theme or whatever, like we did this last photo walk that we've done. The theme was 2, whatever you understand with that. And I'm going to keep it until the next photo walk. So we have some time to do it. We can do it during the photo walk, and then we post everything with or without the theme. As Nick placed very good, we have the theme, but we don't have to follow the theme. It's just a suggestion. And so it's still valid. And until we do the photo walk on the second half of June, it's still going to be the theme until then, and we can have it on our group. And So the photo walk, my idea was to make it happen on the 25th. I hope you guys can do it. It's a Thursday, close to the end of the month, the same model we had before the virus. We used to have it during the last Thursday of the month. And I quite like the idea, the suggestion that Lino gave us about going to the skate park. We can meet on Zil City, grab a coffee or something, and just cross the street and go to the...
Yes, excellent.
This picture is from the last photo walk.
No, this one is quite old already. I mean, it's like 5 meetups ago.
This is when we met in the Via.
Rathaus. I think this one is from the, we met on the Rathaus Cafe, and then we went around with the models on the Altstetten. No, it was the old town, not Altstetten, sorry. So this is quite old. It's just the one that I had easier to put here last minute. So I will post it tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, because tomorrow it's quite complicated for me. But I'll put the link and all the details, and you guys already know it should be on the 25th, Thursday. Okay. The usual things, meet at 6:30, start going at 7, and stay until something close to 9. And this is another idea that Daniel gave us last time, and I really like it a lot, because I think we can collectively, we can learn a lot, and I really love this quick tips, and I mean, we can improve a lot our editing and save a lot of time if we do that as a group. And the suggestion is to have this as a fixed section in all our meetings. And I can even put a list of all the tips we've gone through on the website, on the group, wherever we want that to happen. And if you guys have any tips, please help me with that, because if I have to look for the tips alone, it's going to be quite boring and only my ideas to you guys. And it goes for everything. If you guys have tips for Lightroom, I don't know, for posting, for Instagram, for video, for flying drones, it's really easy. I didn't say anything about you, Nick.
I know.
And the first one, I learned this one some days ago, and it helped me so much. I don't know if you guys use it on Lightroom a lot, but I do merge to HDR a lot, sometimes for food, many times for real estate, and panoramas, I do that a lot for landscapes. And what I usually do, I use the keyboard commands, which are Control-H for HDR and Control-M for panoramas. But usually you get this screen and you have to select all the same settings every single time and just go there and click merge. If you guys add Shift, so it becomes Control-Shift-H or Control-Shift-M, it skips completely this screen and it just applies the last settings you used. So, and it even works in the background. You don't have to wait for it to happen. You just do it, let it happen in the background, and you keep editing, you keep using Lightroom. If you only use Control-H, you have to wait until it's finished. So I don't know for you guys, but it saves me a lot of time when I do this. Especially when I have many sets of photos that I need to merge. I just put them and let them merge in the background without bothering me at all. So Daniel is connecting, just see when he comes, because this was his idea, and I'm really happy that he gave this idea of the tips. Can you hear us already, Daniel? We cannot hear you.
Yes, I can.
Hey, how's everything, my friend? All good?
Good, thanks a lot. And how's you? How's it going with you guys?
Yeah, all good too, all good.
Oh, good, thanks.
Yeah, we're just starting one section that came from your idea of the quick tips, and I really love the idea, and I hope you guys help me bring more tips for the group so we can save time and learn even more than we would alone. So this one with the keyboard command for Lightroom to merge, as it goes to the background, it helps, for me it helps a lot. And I brought to you guys another one. I don't know if you guys use this, but for me it helps a lot. It's pretty basic. I don't know if you use it or not, but when you have a lot of images on Lightroom and you want to just, for an example, pick them or mark them as rejected. Normally, if you just press P to pick the image, it stays on that image. If you press caps lock, whenever you mark an image in some way, it just jumps to the next one. So you keep caps lock on and you just press P to flag the image as a pick. It jumps for the next image. So you can go through an event, for an example. You can select them pretty quickly and just jump to the next one. CaptureOne has another way to do it, which is very nice, but it's a little more complicated. You can even mark if you want to have it just when you give a star rating, it jumps to the next one. Or just after you've picked it or marked it as a reject, it goes to the next one. For Lightroom, it's just anything you mark the image, it jumps if the caps lock is selected. And the basic ones, P, U, and X. I should have put X there. So P is for flag as a pick, U removes the flag, and X is a reject. 1 through 5, you give star ratings, and 6 through 9, you give the colors. It's like red, green, blue, whatever. And there are some other colors, but you need to have the keys 10, 11, and 12 on your keyboard. And I think they didn't invent that still. And I think this was the last tip I brought to, no, there's another one. I use these overlays a lot, but they sometimes get, they make me, it's difficult to see them. If you have a green overlay on top of a tree, you cannot see it at all. Or if you have a red overlay on top of some skin, maybe it's not visible. So if you have a tool, you can see where the tool is being applied with the O. It toggles the overlay on and off. As you can see, the first image has no overlay. The second image has it with a white marking where it's been altered. And if you do Shift O, you toggle between these colors on Lightroom. And the last one I brought to you guys, if those are really too basic, just kick me afterwards. But for me, this is something I use a lot. When you're cropping, you can toggle a lot of different overlays. You can go as crazy as you wish. I mean, there are some 20-something divisions on the screen. You can have the sequence. I forgot the name now. Okay, I forgot it.
No.
Yeah, you can have it and fine-tune your image as you see fit. And if you want to see all the options you have, you can go here on the tools, crop guide overlay, and you can choose your heart's content. It was the golden spiral that I wanted to remember the name, which is really amazing. The name, not exactly the cropping way. So unfortunately, I couldn't find a way to change the color on this because many times it is impossible to see it. But I don't use it that often anyways, these crazy ones. What I use is just something for symmetry or for asymmetry. And those ones I can do well with. If you guys have any tips, any ideas that you want to share with Lightroom, Photoshop, CaptureOne, or anything, just jump ahead.
How many of you are using CaptureOne actually?
I do. Daniel.
I don't.
I'm just moving over.
I do as well. Very nice.
Okay. So some resistant. That's good.
I use it less than I wanted to because I really need to take the time to stop and start doing it correctly. And with Lightroom, I'm pretty quick. Mm-hmm. So I need to stop at some time and really learn it well. What I've been using it is just when I shoot feathered, because Lightroom is just a plague when you shoot tethered and you have anything. If you sneeze close to the camera, it just disconnects, and then you have to close your door and open it again. You have to restart everything. Otherwise, it just doesn't connect. So that's the only thing I've been using with CaptureOne for now. So if you guys have any other suggestions, if not, I will make Master Ed our host.
Okay.
And he will show us a little bit of this very cool studio simulator. I mean, this is so much better than the last one I saw, the other software I saw. So Ed, I think you have the powers now.
Okay, I will take over now and see what happens. Yes, okay. You should see my desktop now.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have just a moment. Okay, I have to. It should appear now. Okay. So, okay, I will tell you something about the software. It's with this kind of software, it's possible to simulate a studio, and a studio can be a real big studio, like Cesar has, but it also can be your home. For instance, I don't have a studio, but I have two speedlights, and I can make a kind of small studio. But first of all, it's very good software if you plan to rent a studio and you are not too familiar with the setup. Then you can simulate the room, and then you can make different settings and different lamps, and try your camera settings. So first of all, I will try to show you the normal use of this software. The software is called just Satellite 3D Studio. Just a moment. I will send you the link. My computer is a little bit slow, so excuse me if it's not very fluently. Just a moment.
It's because you're using a Mac.
Ah, yes. I think so. Okay.
I was thinking about that actually.
I don't see a possibility to send you. I don't see the chat symbol, but maybe Cesar can help me.
What do you need? Just tell me the link.
The link. I want us to send you a link.
Yeah, I will send to everybody. I will put the link tomorrow. I wrote the developer.
Ah, okay.
There's a chat messaging as well.
Yeah.
If you go to the Zoom application.
I wrote to the people who developed the software, and I said that we are going to present it to some photographers, and I asked, okay, can you give us, instead of giving this affiliate thing, can you give us a discount if 5 of us buy it? And if they give us anything, I will just write to you guys. I'm waiting for an answer from them.
Yes. About the software and about the price, the good thing is it's really nice software, and it is not so expensive. I bought the big version. You have the 2 version, basic and a better version. I paid, I think, about 150 francs. So it's not very expensive. The other good thing about the software is you can try it for 2 weeks and you don't have any restrictions. So you can try as you like it. So in 2 weeks must be enough, I think. So that's very good. I've opened, for the demo, I've opened a large studio, and you can see a big room, and you can.
Just a second. Could you
Yes.
maximize your screen?
Ah, okay, of course. Yes,
Please.
of course.
Yeah. Thank you.
You are. I've forgotten that your display is a little bit small, so excuse me. Okay. Here is the studio, and if you right-click on it, you can have several views of the studio. It's really nice, and you can play with the studio. If you are interested in another model, then you can go to models here. There's not so much variation, but you have, I think, about 8 different models, and some are female, some male models.
Not surprisingly, you have 5 women and 3 men.
Yes, that's good. So,
but it's good. You have quite a good variation. You have light skin, dark skin, short hair, long hair, no hair. So yeah,
yes.
you can try a little bit of everything.
Yes, and there even is a lino, so I will. Yes, no, that's really nice. You can you can have more than one model if you would like it, but for the demo, I only will have one model. Now I don't know how to remove it. Just okay.
You can remove on set. It's on the left, the panel, bottom left. Okay.
With the delete,
Delete no,
button.
even better. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. There are different kinds of lights. So mono light. That's that are. I'm not very familiar with all those different kind of lights, but mostly
these are the strobes, right? You have the lights modifiers. So
yes.
you have the main strobe on those, and you have many different light modifiers like the beauty dish, soft boxes,
yes.
octaboxes, and everything.
Yes. For me, I know speed light a little bit, and it's almost the same. So you have the speed lights as everybody knows it, and then you have, for instance, you can have a softbox on it, and it's really nice. So if I want to add another speed light, another light, I can introduce the light here, and then what you can, just a moment, I have a little problem. On the right side of the screen, I see you guys, but I need to have. How do I? Just a moment. No.
I can tell you a little bit more to the right, or less to the right, because
Yes.
if you can click it out.
Okay. Maybe it works like this. Okay, it's not ideal, but it works. Okay, that's good. So what you can do, I will take this one. Now you see a sample of the photo as it could be, and I can switch on or off the light. So with this light, if I turn it off, then you have this photo. That's nice. I will remove this one. But this one, so that's really very important. If you don't have much experience with lights, you really can play with them. So this light, you can see it's an important light because it changes all the light on the model. So you can also experiment with it. You can put it like this, and then you see the that everything is changing, and you have a shadow here from the other lights. You can, of course, you can put more lights, and there's another very good thing on the software. You can play with your different lenses. So I can click on the camera, and then here on the right top, you see different possibilities. So I can use a full frame camera. I can choose a different objective. If you want to make a portrait photo, it's ideal to have a fixed 85 objective. So it immediately has effect on the model photo. So I can change it. You see, it's really amazing. It's so nice. I don't know how they did it, but it's really good software, I think. Oh, just a moment.
And you can also make some modifications on the models, right? You can select different positions of the arms, the head. Is it possible to change that?
Yes. Oh, no, it's... I'm not so very... Okay, so that's better. Okay. And, for instance, what is very good also for people that are very new in photography, you can demonstrate the different effects how do you say that? The blend has, the aperture has. So I can make a very big aperture, and immediately you say, oh, I have to change something because the photo won't be good. So I can, for instance, I can change the ISO. Okay.
You don't have, you can see it, right? It is behind us.
It's behind, yeah, okay. It's not possible to change it. Okay. Now I can change the ISO. Now it's a little bit better, but even it's not, still it's not perfect. Okay. Then I can increase, I make it a little bit smaller, the aperture. So 4, that's mostly, that's good. And it's even possible to see the effect on the focus. I can't demonstrate it right now, but I've tried it and it works nice. So that's really good thing. It's also possible to make snapshots, but just a moment. Okay. Yeah. You have to change the timeline on the left bottom, and then I can make a snapshot, and then it's even possible to render the photo, so it will be more perfect. But I don't know how to demonstrate it immediately. So you have a lot of possibilities, and it's really nice to play with it. Another thing is, I'm also active in another photography group, PIX Zurich, and we had also a kind of workshop to make a self-portrait photo. So I prepared the workshop with this program. I will show you. Okay, yes. Okay, now you see a different model. Someone who looks very much like me. Now you see the effect even better with the aperture. So if I change the aperture, say on 18, it will be very dark, and so
You can just bump the ISO a little, maybe.
Okay, yes. Oh, maybe no. Oh, this doesn't work. That's
No, go higher, go like 800.
yes, of course. Yes. Okay, yeah, yes, that's good. So now it's the focus is 18. Now, excuse me. The how do you say it? The aperture is 18, and now I will change it to change it back to 4, and you will see that what effect it has on the photo. So back to 50. So it's nice to play with it and to prepare a shooting. So for the portrait shooting, I was at home. So what I did, I changed I made a photo of my working room, but with all the computers here, and then I used the photo as a wallpaper. So that's also possible. And I only have 2 speed lights, and I could really prepare the self-portrait shooting. It was a nice exercise for me.
Hey, that's cool. And something that I saw here, you have permalight. Is that for constant light?
Yes, that's constant light. Yes.
Ah, so cool.
Yes. I think everything there is is in this program, and maybe it's even possible to add new components, but I'm not sure. There's even if you want more variation in your studio, they have a lot of props, sofas, and everything you can imagine. You can change the colors of a chair, for instance. I don't know. I'm not so familiar. You can. Okay.
It looks like that application in IKEA that you can assemble your own home.
Yes. It's not possible, I think, yes, I've read something. If you have a special chair yourself at home, then you can make a PNG picture of it, and then it's even possible to make a 3-dimensional object of it. I've not only have read about it, but such things are also built in this program. It's really
It's fantastic.
interesting. Yes.
And probably can even integrate with IKEA applications, so and get all the stuff.
So I'm really not very experienced user, not at all. But for people who are interested, I would say you can try the software for free for 2 weeks, and then you have a very good impression. But what also is very good, they have very good learn tutorials. So everything you have to know for working with the program, you can have a tutorial on that. And that's really. And even if you have questions, I didn't try that. They also have a chat with other users. So it's really, it made a very professional impression on me.
It's
That's
really,
nice.
the software is really impressive. I had already seen some simulators in the past, but they didn't scratch what this one does. It's really way more powerful than the other ones I've seen.
Oh, that's good to hear. Yes. The other person, Nigel Baxter from Pix, he works with this program. He made a demonstration for me, and he's really very excited about this product as well. And he knows a lot about Studio, so it's really good. Yes.
And if anybody gets really excited about the idea of the studio, we can easily arrange something or with the studio gear. Lino has already spoken sometimes about taking some strobes or to some shooting outside. We can do that outside. We can do that in my studio. I know another photographer in Zug. He's more than willing to have us go there and play a little bit also. So for you, Ed, it's much closer. For the other guys, I think Zurich is much closer. So yeah, it's really something nice. We can spend countless days just trying to do things inside the studio.
Yes, I'm very interested in studio. So for me, it would be an opportunity. Yes.
Talking about studio, can I ask a question? Because I'm in the phase of replacing my strobes. I got some really old ones, and do you have any recommendation what to buy?
You can buy Lino's Pro Photo gear, which is top notch.
I looked at Pro Photo.
I'm selling my Pro Photo if you want.
Yes. Excuse me. I will stop sharing, and then we can see each other. So, just a moment.
Sorry. The question is, what are you using them for? Outside, inside, mobile?
Inside, I have a small home studio.
Okay, sorry? So it doesn't need to be with batteries.
No, not really.
Okay. Well, we actually run an Electron, but Pro Photo is good as well. So yeah.
Yeah, Pro Photo is a little bit out of range.
Well, you and Lino can chat, and maybe you guys can come to.
I can rent studio if you wish.
You can chat and come to an understanding. If you want, Kurt, I have Visatech, which is a very good brand. It's Swiss made. And I know a guy who is selling a set of Visatechs. So if you want to come to my place and see how they are and maybe make an offer to the guy is selling a lot of things very cheap. So it might come in handy. And as far as I know, he has 2 400s, 1 800, and I don't remember everything. I have a message from him. So if you want, just let me know.
Yes, please. I mean, we could arrange something.
You need to ask yourself as well what kind of, how fast your speed flashes need to be. For example, if you do water drops, then you need very fast flashes.
I'm mainly looking for portrait.
Portrait, yeah. So you don't need high speed or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the question is how many pictures you shoot in once. So the thing is, some lights change the color temperature over the time. So for example, if you shoot 4 to 5 hours in a row, then some get more the color temperature changes to higher values, like for example.
Yeah.
So these are things you need to consider, maybe, or how hot they get when you shoot. Some get quite hot, some don't, and some need model lights. If you need a model light, some do have LEDs and some do have the normal bulbs. So these are things maybe you need to consider as well.
Okay, thanks for the tips.
Sure.
So if you want, Coach, just shoot me a message afterwards. We can arrange, you can see them, and I can send you everything the guy's selling. I've bought from him some things in a photo flow market in the past, and everything was really perfectly cared for. And if you want, it might be a good price. So guys, if nobody has any more questions about studio, I will show you guys as quickly as if you want to ask some more, just go ahead and ask. That software that we spoke last week, just a second. Let me go back to the PowerPoint.
I actually tried the Topaz, the one to get like a sharper, I don't remember the name, which one is it?
Sharpen AI.
Yeah, Sharpen AI. It actually works pretty well. So was quite impressed. I mean, you show us what you did, but it's on your screen, so we don't really see very well.
Yeah.
So then I could see it now on my screen, and it's actually quite impressive. And I can understand that it can really save your life. So
Topaz Studio is correct with you.
Yeah, the one he's saying is on the screen right now. It is the first one on the top left. It's the Sharpen AI. That is the one that actually saved me in an event. I was covering an event for a corporation, and at some point I hit my face on the knob and I changed the shutter speed. So I had some camera shake in some of the images, and until I noticed it, I ruined a couple of shots that were really important. And that's why I went to this one, and it really saved like 40% of the photos. They were pretty much usable, and I actually gave them to the client and nobody ever said a word. So thank you, Remy. That's exactly the feeling I had. It works really well. If you need it, it can really save you. But you need to really have something commercial to it, because it's not exactly the cheapest. And the other one I like a lot is the Denoise AI. We spoke about that last time also. It's really impressive. The results with the high ISO images, it's really impressive. So these are the ones we spoke last week, the three on the left, top left, we spoke last time. And then you guys told me that you wanted to see something else about the Topaz Studio 2. And that's what I brought to you guys today. I'm going to be concise and maybe quick. If you guys want to go further and in depth, just let me know, and we can explore it as much as you wish. What this thing does, it is a non-destructive editor. You can work on many kinds of different image formats, including RAW, from all the manufacturers I could come up with. It has a lot of blend modes that you can mix the way the layers interact with each other. And it actually has layers, and you can switch the order of the layers, and it makes a big difference in these edits. And it is AI powered. So for some of the things, including the sharpening, it is quite an advantage. For some of the other things, I mean, I have no clue why they say they use AI, because it makes absolutely no difference in what I used it for. Just the quick thing before we go into it, it has two different areas that you can see here. This is the one panel. It has this add filter. And filters are basically the light adjustments. You have AI clear, it goes there, and it is the super auto mode in Lightroom or CaptureOne or whatever. It uses AI to understand what's in that image and how should you optimize it. So it is a little bit better than the auto mode on the other softwares I tried. You have basic adjustments like you can increase shadows, you can decrease highlights, the basic things that you can do. It's very simple to use it here, maybe a little bit simpler than Lightroom or CaptureOne. You have some very simple ways to do black and white, play with curves, dehaze, the basic things you can see on Lightroom. And the other way to use it is what they call looks. Looks is what I called the last time filters on steroids, or LSD, depending on which filters you use, because you can really go insane with it. And if you thought Instagram had bad names for its filters, you can barely wait to see. You have bubbly sheen, for an example, whatever that means. It's one of the filter names that they have, but they have like more than 100 filters, so they had to go crazy with the names. So what I find it really useful is the left column, which is the filters, where you can do some editing in your images, and it has the other software that you eventually have. You can use them as plugins, so you can work on the denoise, and then you come back here and you can just keep on editing your photos. And the second tab, which is the looks, is not my area. It's not what I like to do, but for many people, this is exactly why they go for this software. You have, it is no joke, you have more than 100 different filters that you can apply, and even more, you can stack them one on top of the other. So you can select like 5-10 different filters, and you can get some, like if it was a painting, you can do it like if it was black and white, like a crazy HDR, a sketch, as you can see on the right. You have some, these are all filters that you can just apply to your images. And they have such a big library of filters that for me is a little bit difficult to find whatever you want. So they have the option to select the favorites so you can find them again, because it's easy to get lost in it. I will show you guys how it works. And something that is nice, if you like the filters, you can go inside the filter and see what it does. And you have full control. You can see each of the changes that this filter applies. You can increase it or decrease it. You can apply masks and just have it alter one part of the image that you find it's best. And so let's jump into the software if you guys want to see it work. Just give me a second so I can find it. Just got everything behind Zoom and Zoom doesn't want to move. Just give me a second. I can't find anything anymore. So Topaz Studio is on the wrong side. Okay, now it goes, sorry about that. It's here. You guys should start seeing it now. So this is the interface I was showing you guys, and on the right is where you see the different panels. I'm just going to drag a random photo there. I don't have anything really special selected here. Let's just see how it goes. And when you come to this, I'm not going to waste your time going to the basic tools like cropping and fit and zoom. But when you go for the filter, this is where you can go for the light changing. You can come here and just let Auto AI increase the photo as it is best. And I don't know you guys, but I couldn't see any change in this photo because there's not really the best one. But you can see that it applied it in a special layer. So you can come into this layer, you can switch it on and off. You can increase or decrease the opacity of this layer. You can change the order of the layers and it makes quite a difference. Or you can just go back there and just apply another thing that you want. Something that they have that I liked, they have what they call precision contrast and precision sharpness. You can select with the filters here, you can select where do you want to apply contrast or sharpness. Only the light parts of the image, the dark parts of the image. You can use a mask and apply this specific contrast to it. This is something I actually liked. It still does not justify using this software for the way I work, but a lot of people like it a lot. And I found the results really nice for these two specific ones: precision contrast and precision detail, which is sharpness in another name. And you can start going crazy already in this one. So you can add some blurs, you can add, change the mix of colors, you can have some color themes. If you always use like pastel tones on your images, you can come here and just apply some pastel tones and change your image. And this is something that you see a lot of people doing to keep like a concise Instagram feed. So this is where you would come to create a color palette for the way you post on Instagram, for an example. What else? You can do blurs that are based on one focus point and simulate that amazing tilt shift lens that Lino sent us the Hulk picture. You can add motion blur. So this is a little bit where you would mix Lightroom and Photoshop wannabe. You can put some basic text on top of images, play with vignette, put frames if you want to do it. It's quite small, right, Antonio? Sorry about that. I don't think I can increase it in any way. You can have histogram if you want to have that. You have basic healing tool that you can use if you want to fix something, but it's nowhere near what Lightroom.
Cesar, by the way, it was fine. I just needed to check something on there on purpose.
Sorry about that. I just did something wrong here and it crashed on me. And I mean, this is the basic adjustments that you can come, and some of them I don't even know how to use. Oh, say you can add a flare effect if you fancy that. I don't really like that much. You can choose what kind of lens you would be using for that, what kind of flare you would like, how you want to change it or not, the angle, and how many spikes do you want in it. If you fancy this kind of thing, I actually hate it, so I never use these things.
Cesar, you are not sharing now, I think.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yes.
I was
No,
doing
you're not sharing,
everything.
yeah, no.
I was doing everything here, and I was quite confident that you guys could see it. Sorry.
I thought you were just describing things.
Nah, I was just being stupid. Thank you, Ed. Okay, so what I was playing with is adding a flare on the top left corner, and you can go there and create the flare as you wish. You can increase the length, you can change the angle it hits, as if you would play with the angle the light was hitting. Okay, this is a lame image to do it, but you can understand the way. You can see a lot of controls. You can have the secondary spikes on the flare. You can see how sharp it is, how intense it is. You can change the color intensity. I mean, you can change a lot if you like it. This is not exactly what I like, so I am not the best one to go into details, but if you guys want it, you can add textures, you can add a lot of different crazy effects to this one. And you can select the ones you like the best, and you can add them as favorites, or you can even do a sequence of them and apply them as a preset if you want to have it in this way. And the craziest area of this one, and it's actually the one that brings more people to Topaz Labs, is this looks area. So the looks are divided in the first ones are ones that you can actually add. I think somebody is trying to get, okay. It was just a chat, sorry guys. So you can come here and the categories, the first ones are your favorites, the ones you recently used, and whatever you mark as a favorite. And then you can go for abstract. And you can see an example on the right. And this is something that is, you have to keep in mind. I have quite a very good computer with a very good graphic card. And even that sometimes gets a little slow. I'm running on two M2s, one just for the system, one just for my, and it crashed. So yeah, you can see it is less than perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I might be at fault here because I don't know if my computer has the issues.
It does marvels, but you don't have a computer to run. There's no computer to run it to do the marvels.
It shouldn't be that the issue because my previous computer, it didn't crash that much. Maybe there's something that is not working for this setup I have. I don't know. It could be. But if you go for the looks and then just the abstracts, and you can go as insane as you want. You can make this, so as you guys can understand, I'm not sharing it again. I am stupid, but I am stupid all the time. Okay, I just applied one of the crazy looks, and you can see.
It looks like a paint.
Yeah, you can do, and you can even go there and put another one on top of that. So I want a painting and a cartoon look to the same picture. And then you can come back to the first one that I've put, and it changes the glow. It increases what they call abstraction, and you can come, if you click let's go back some steps. Abstract flux is one of the looks that I applied just randomly. It is on the top right of your screen now. And if you twirl it down, you can see what it does. it changes the glow, and you can come down here and see everything it does with the glow. It applies the primary glow, and then it has a sharpness to that. It has this electrify effect. And what else does it do? It does a line rotation and a lot of things that it does. And you can come here and can tweak to your heart's content as much as you want to change just this glow setting from the abstract flux. And then you come to the second thing that this abstract flux did was abstraction. And then what it did was it simplified the lines. It boosted something that I have no idea what it was. It changes the details, and you can come here and tweak it as you want. And you can just come here and reduce the overall adjustment of just this sublayer here, the abstraction one. And it also applied the smudge. And this smudge, if I just remove it completely, you will see that it really changes a lot the definition of the lines. So you can come here and tweak it as much as you want, or you can just come to the abstract flux and reduce how much of it is actually applied. You can reduce the effect. And then you can come here and stack another one on top of it, which was the cartoon. So abstract flux is like this now. I can just increase it a little bit so you guys can see the effect. And then I come on top of it and I put the cartoon one. So you can come here and tweak cartoon as much as you want. I'm not going to go into each one of the details here. But what you can do with this, I'm just going to delete some of them so we can go back to the image. You can come here and get as crazy as you want. So some of them are actually useful if you have one specific application you want to make like a hand sketch from a photo. You can do it with this, but I don't see the reason to pay for software just to make this. But if you want to go and make some crazy creations, some abstract creations, you can use this for as crazy as you want. So if you want to, let's go something dramatic now. And it can just play a little bit with the edges. And you can come here and spend like a week just to edit one photo. If you guys want to go into details, I can, but this is the basic that I promised you last time, just to show the overall of the software. If you guys want, I can go in depth and explore a little bit more of the looks that you can do and whatever we can try to make sense out of this huge collection of filters that we can apply. I mean, this is what you could create your own preset and do for Instagram. All the edits have this pastel tones, a little bit into green. You can make the shadows behave like something and the highlights behave like another thing. So you can get really creative and crazy with those. Do you want to go into more detail? Because I mean, this is very specific. I mean, only if you really like this effect, I see a reason to go into more detail with it.
No, I don't use this kind of very sophisticated effect.
Yeah, that was a very nice word to define it. Sophisticated.
You know,
yeah, I hate these filters, but I mean, it's a personal preference. I don't like those. The concept doesn't work for me, because a lot of people just take any kind of picture and they just go playing with filters to see if they can make it look nice. And I don't like the concept, so I don't use them.
During the quarantine, what I made was I took some picture of my archive and then I mix it in 2-3 pictures, just one to add, but without to add, let's say, a lot of this kind of tool. Just mixing picture, changing light, content. You know, video art, video graphic is something very interesting, you know, but usually is something different from photography in my idea. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, I told you last time I used this filter from this photographer that is preparing this editing. That means saving time finally to find out the best light, the best combination of contrast, etc. But then I don't spend too much time. I mean, to edit one picture because it's. Sometimes I do it, but not really for to use to sell the picture, just to my pleasure, let's say, but not so often.
I have a question, Cesar. If you buy Topaz Studio and you are interested in sharpen AI, do you have to buy that as well? It's to me, it's a little bit confusing. What's in Topaz Studio and what's not?
Okay, let me just find Zoom again, and I will share something else because I have this actually here ready. And it should be there now. So the way they sell it, Ed, they have each software separate. For example, Sharpen AI, which was the one Remy told us about, that he tried it and liked.
Yes.
It cost us last week, it costed $80.
Yes.
Denoise, which is another one that I like a lot, costs 80.
Yes.
But they have the option to, they call it utility bundle.
Yes.
And it has some other things that I don't really care so much together with it. Topaz Studio actually costs 100 francs alone.
Yes.
But if you want to buy it in this creator bundle that they call it, it includes Mask AI and Adjust AI.
Yes.
So that's pretty much, they might have some other bundles that they do it. And for me, it was fantastic because right after the event I had the issue with, they had Christmas, I don't know, promotion of some sort, and it was half price. That's why I got one of the bundles they had, because it got together Sharpen AI, Denoise, and Topaz Studio. So for me, it was really worth it because I needed to save my my work, and that's why I got it.
So you don't need a studio to run each of the components, right?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so you can buy, for instance, the utility bundle. You don't need the studio. Okay, okay.
Of course, yeah. Or you can even just get the individual ones that you want. And if you guys want, you can try all of them, I don't know, for 30 days, I think. And they work fully for this 30 days time. You can experiment at will. And this discount link is because when I bought it, they gave me the option to share a discount code. And if you guys ever want to buy anything from them, you get 15% off the whatever price they have on the website.
That's good.
So if anybody has any other question about the Topaz suite, if not, well, we already spoke about the Photowalk. I would love to have again the edit my photo that we had last time. So if you guys have anything that you would like to share on that, any photos that you guys would like to share to be edited, I will try to share one this week so we can have a little fun with that. And okay, Studio Simulator is my fault. It should not be here. Ed already spoke to us about it. But if you guys want to play with the Studio Simulator and maybe afterwards try it in the studio, let's try to make that happen. It would be my pleasure. So guys, that is pretty much what I had in the plan. I will try to put everything. Tomorrow is going to be tough. The day after that, for sure. All the links and everything we saw. Hopefully a discount for the studio software if the guys reply with some sort of group discount if they're willing to do it. Other than that, on the 25th, we should meet again and do a full-scale photo walk, whatever that means after the pandemic.
That is
quarantine.
nice. Yes, that's nice.
Yeah.
I won't be there next week, but certainly I will be on the photo walk. And that's, yes.
Looking
I like
forward
that.
to that.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if anybody has anything else to share, if not, guys, please think about if you find anything, any source of knowledge that you find, any cool YouTube tutorials or anything, just shoot me a message and I will compile it for the next Tuesday. If you have any tips, I'm really happy to have it here and try to make like a file with all the tips we share. If you guys find that interesting, because for me that is really valuable.
Yes.
If there is any interest, you can quickly show how to copy and move changes in CaptureOne to another image, especially when the image is not the same, but you have done quite a lot of grading stuff, if the people are interested.
I am for sure. So what I would suggest, if anybody is not interested, I bid you good night, but I'm absolutely interested and I would love to see that, Daniel.
Okay, sorry, I'm not interested, but I see you then in 2 weeks, and have a very nice time.
You
Okay,
too.
thank you so much, Ed.
You guys have a good
Bye.
week and see you
Bye.
next
Good
week.
evening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys. See you soon.
Bye. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.
Bye, Lena.
Bye.
Hi, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, who's
Bye.
going and happy for who's staying.
I'm interested.
I'm in.
So you have the power now, Daniel.
Well, I don't know. I mean, this is just the way I do it. This is not saying this is the only way it's working. So if you guys have any other, I just need, what do I need? I can share the desktop. So then just let me know. As always, it's always a part of preference. So can you see my screen?
Yep.
So we shot last Monday. We shot a series of images with Janka, as you can see here on screen, and I did quite a lot of color grading on it. So if you look like, so this was the original shot we have done, and I wanted to make it more soften, and I wanted to make it emphasis some part of it. So it's just like this. And now the question is, how can you move? Because she was moving, not a lot, but she was moving, and I had my camera in my hands, so it wasn't on a tripod. So the picture is not always the same. She's not always exactly the same place. And as you can see, I have here, I have some masks for the flowers. And then for the foil, I have an addition here, and the color grading whole screen. So now the question is always, how can I move those changes onto another image without having a lot of work? So it's actually in CaptureOne quite easy, for me at least. I always do this in layers. I name the layers, so I know exactly what they are used for. And then you can just pick the whole thing here with this arrow in the top right corner. And I have prepared this image here. So, and I want now this image having in this exactly the same coloring. So I just drop the whole thing over here. Now see, it has taken the colors, but of course, the foil is not at the right place and the flowers are not at the right place. So in this case, I just clear mask and make here clear mask. And now I have the whole settings, but I don't have any masks anymore. So, and that, as you see, I have a lot of images. I need to do the same. So at this point, I then pick it again. And now if I reset this, okay, this was one too much. So, and now I have it and I drop it again. Oh, cool, doesn't work. Okay. So I'm just gonna pick it. So now for the sake of this so I'm gonna clear it here already. And now I'm gonna pick the whole settings and I drop it on this one here. And you see now there's no mask, and I can just take now my pencil and paint the flowers. Then I take the foil, make the pencil a bit bigger, and just start painting the foil. And another good thing, I just undo this. Another good thing in CaptureOne is if you just follow the border,
you can fill the inside.
You can then say, here, fill mask. And voila.
This is so good.
And this makes it much easier. So I have kind of my presets. I know this is the flowers, this is the foil, and I can go now for picture to picture and just paint the grading over it, and that's it. So this is what I actually wanted to quickly show, because this makes it very fast to edit the colors on quite a lot of images. So this is done. You do it. I do it usually in the first image, then delete all the masks, copy the layers without mask to all the images, and then just paint the mask over it. That's it. Another cool thing here is refine mask, and this works very well. You have seen what happened. So, and you might just need to fine tune a little bit some areas, and then the whole thing is done. So you have seen this is quickly done, and it's quite an extensive thing here with color grading and everything. Well, this is my quick tip for today.
Hey, I love that. And every time you speak about CaptureOne, I know for sure that I really need to stop stalling and start using it much more. It's so much more advanced.
Yeah, but they now, with the last release a couple of weeks ago, they have introduced this one here.
Yeah.
This is new. And they have also introduced, you see, I have here now the flash up here, and I have here a sign on them where that the model knows where to stand, and I have a piece of light stand. So what they introduce now, in the past, when you did a adjustment layer, so they call it heel layer, then for each clone, for each change, it created a new layer, which was really crazy. It was not useful. And they have changed this now with the latest release. So I can really now go over here and just remove this here. And it works. I can just go down here, and it's always in the same layer. And this is really, now, before that, I didn't use it at all. So, but now it's really...
It would be insane, yeah. If you had to create one layer for each adjustment, it would be insane.
Well, it was the case. It was really the case. But now you see, everything is on one layer, and it's easily done. Yeah. Well,
absolutely
very nice.
convinced. Yeah.
Thank you.
Great tip. And one question for you, so for the all CaptureOne users. Do you need to stick to the catalog way? So if you did, for an example, all the the photo shoots you did during 1 year, and you want to have only your best images, you need to work on the catalog, or do you have any way to make it happen without?
I'm not using a catalog. I'm not using a catalog.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you, because you told you don't use it, but no. Can you do this?
Yes, I mean you have actually 3 ways. You have the catalog, sessions, which session is a fantastic thing. You need separate explanations, and then you can just do what I do. I just have a file library here. So I have 3 ways actually.
Okay, so refining my question is, can you, as you don't use catalogs, and I like this concept, can you create, I don't know, a capture folder or whatever? So in this place, you would have all your 5-star edits from different sessions?
No.
Okay.
Then you have to use the catalog.
Okay.
That's the only negative thing. So you see 5 stars here. And,
but from this session, right?
Well, there are some, but I'm wondering where they are coming from. But actually, but maybe there are other people in the call who knows CaptureOne, but maybe you can answer the question better than I, because I don't use these are sessions. Okay, I don't use the catalog at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, no, this is just a question that I need to find more about. But thank you so much for sharing that. It's not only a very good tip, but it's something else to keep me, okay, I need to go to CaptureOne, forget Lightroom. I hate Lightroom anyways. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not good or bad. It's just a very efficient way to work, I think. So a question to the audience: do you guys use sessions
I,
when you are shooting?
yeah, I started with the sessions.
So do you know that you can do templates, session templates?
No.
Yeah.
I can really recommend this. So when we do a shoot, then I say new session.
Yep.
And I just did test.
Mm-hmm.
So I have created a template here. And now when I say open this, yeah, I need to upgrade. It's just, so now it created a session. And in the session, it's actually kind of a catalog. Then I have all the star ratings. I have the cameras we shoot. We shoot with those 3 cameras in parallel. Mm-hmm. And I have the session folders here already set. So this is done manually by me, and then you can save it as a template. Mm-hmm. And so you see the camera is actually, when I take pictures right now, they go into the place where the camera signal or sign is behind it. So after testing, I just go here and say, make this as a capture folder. And then I start, this is the first set we shoot. Then I can even rename it. Usually it's my wife and myself shooting. So I say, this is then Ana Rosa's. Then when I start shooting, then I just go to the next one and say, okay, capture folder this. And now as you see, the camera has moved and everything we shoot is now in this one. And so after the shooting, it's already separated, the sessions.
That's great.
And then if the question comes up, which pictures have you done with the Fuji? I can click here, then I have all the Fuji images. With the 810, I have all the 810 here, and I have the 750, all the 8 here. So it's really, during the shoot, the model one will come say, okay, can I see the shoots with this camera? Can you shoot the ones you've done before? So you can easily move around here. And the only thing you need to know is if you work with the pilot. Do you guys work with the pilot?
No.
No.
So if you have the pilot here, then you move the sessions, then you need to move on the pilot. So the pilot is actually a web server. And if you are on the same if you are on the same network, then you have your iPad, and your iPad, the people can see directly what you shoot and can give stars. So when you move the sessions, then you need to move here as well. That's the only thing you need to know. Yeah. But yeah,
really
I can really recommend using sessions, because I mean, people come into the studio, you plug in the camera and just go testing. And then you start and everything is already separate, because in the testings, often I myself is on the picture, which is really not, I want to show the people. So I can quickly click here and then it's done. Yeah, this is, but you need to save it as somewhere. I need to, where is it? Set, save template here. And nice, then it's a file. So that's what I like on CaptureOne. So it's a file. So if you go to Finder or Microsoft Explorer, doesn't really matter, File Explorer. So you see it's actually a physical file here, a folder. And this makes it very, very easy. Then just copy paste everything for a backup on a memory stick or on a disk. So just drag and drop the whole thing over, and then it's done. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. I've never used it in that sophisticated way. Just imported it to one folder, and it's very nice. Like
I did the same.
I agree.
Yeah, it's super, super powerful. So now you see I'm loading the session from Janka's shoot, and you see here I have, okay, they are empty, and they are already empty because I moved them in the background to somewhere else, you know. Yeah. But yeah, I think this is what is a big difference between Lightroom and CaptureOne. If you shoot a lot and you shoot tethered, especially, I mean, this is really only for tethered shooting, then the efficiency gain is such enormous that I wouldn't go back for shooting with Lightroom, you know. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's how I use it. But I'm happy to learn from you guys how you use the software, because there are so many ways you can use a software. So sometimes it's you kind of forget to try things out. Yeah.
I'm still on a basic level, but I love it. I mean, even when you don't do it in that sophisticated way, there's so many ways. Now I do much more color grading, for example, which I haven't done before. And so it gives, like, you know, this tint to the images and to a series of images. And I've started doing that, and you have such powerful tools for color adaptation. So yeah, there's many ways that I'm learning, but I'm on a very basic level. I like it.
So when you can save them as a style here.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
And what I learned a while ago is, so you can either click on it, and then it's showing up here, you see?
Yeah.
So it's a part of the style. If you go to the style, it's listed here. But what you also can do, which is that what I recommend is, just take it out, and you can right click and say, add this as a new layer.
That's cool.
And then you see the color grading is now a layer.
Great.
And then you can change the intensity, and you can switch it on and off. And especially for me, I see it, you know. Otherwise, I forget sometimes that I have something on it.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah.
And I have a basic curve here, which I always use. So I got just right. And you see basic curve. So I know when I stop editing, and maybe a day or 2 days later, I come back to edit, then I see, oh, okay, the greenhouse is done, basic curve is done. And so this is, and I hit the color grade, just apply it. And you see the color grade is done.
Oh, I will now only do it this way. Perfect. I love it. Yeah, very, very nice.
And yeah, I really think it's fantastic. So and now you can just say, I'm gonna clear mask, and then you can paint the color grade on it. So this is what I have the brushes. The brushes here are actually nothing else than settings, and I add them as a layer. And you see, push contrast, clear mask, and now I can paint the contrast on it. And there's a shadows 50 or sharpening brush. Just add, clear the layer, and then I can add, okay, I'll get rid of that one here. So add, okay, it doesn't really make a lot of sense here, but yeah. But you get the idea. So, and then it's like a history, you know, I can switch it on and off. So.
Yeah, very useful.
Yeah.
I also use some kind of basic curve, but it's all packed in one, and then sometimes it doesn't really fit. So I actually will separate it now into different layers. Yeah, that's very, very useful. And I also do always some basic color adjustments, because I don't like the reds on my camera that much. So things like that. But now I will separate them out, and I can apply them much more targeted. Cool.
Yeah, and I really recommend to name them, like flower, foil, color grading, basic curve. Yeah. So cool. Yeah, that's what I usually do. Yeah, maybe we can do a session on together once, just for the one who interested are in CaptureOne.
I would be super interested. Maybe also what I would also need, like the importing of images, not when you're shooting tethered, but just like, I don't know, you were out and about and have like a whole day of shooting. How do you import them? And I know that's quite basic, but I always import too many, and then I have to kick them out again. And it's not really, I feel there is more efficient ways, but yeah, maybe that's just my needs. I don't know what you guys think, but yeah.
Well, I can only speak for myself. As I usually take everything. I usually would do this. I just plug in the memory card, and then I create a folder, here an image folder, or was it? Well, it was with Sunny. So you know that these are the folders, and then I just copy paste everything from the memory card into this folder. As you can see, are these the NAV files, and then after that, I make a backup of the whole thing on my NAS system. And then I go in CaptureOne, and then in CaptureOne, I just select the folder. So where was it? Sunny here. And then it shows me all, shows me all the images. And then I do the star rating.
Okay.
And then if I have done everything here, I do the star ratings, I do the work on it. And if I have, I'm usually for me, the level 3, you see level 3 is missing because level 3 are going then on my OneDrive. I do have all my images on OneDrive. So then I have 2020 and then I have a folder here. So you see Sunny model again, the 810, and here are, okay, then I have star 3 and then I do the edit, and after the edit I do star 4. And if I go to Photoshop, I have a star 5.
Yep.
So I know, see now it's coming up here. So then I know that everything that has 4 stars are ready to deliver the model or to print or whatever. And I know the most, usually the star 5 has, I have done some special editing. Whatever I have done here, I need to open it, but yeah, I did something that's sometimes a little bit difficult. Yeah, here's easily, you see, it's easy to see. So this is 4 star. So this is actually done in CaptureOne. And then here the color grading is a 5 star. So this is, maybe we can share. What I'm really interested in is how you do the culling, like the selection of pictures, because everybody has their own method, and I'm really like to exchange a little bit of knowledge about that. So, yeah.
I think that might be a session, like the importing and picture selection workflow.
Yeah. We have done for a whole year, every weekend, we have been shooting parties, and we had to deliver the pictures at 12 o'clock on Sunday.
Wow.
And we came back home at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the night with about 60 to 100,000 pictures. And at 12 o'clock the other day, I had to deliver the final pictures. So I did this for a whole year, 2 cameras, my wife and myself together. So I really learned very quickly to call the whole thing, to go to images, select images. And yeah, that's when I developed the system with the stars. But I have seen tons of other systems. This is only my system, you know, nothing, I'm not saying this is the best or whatever, it's just my system. Yeah.
Cool, yeah, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Okay, then back to you.
Okay, I was on mute. That's why. Sorry again. I'm sleepy today. This is something that Daniel has already spoken some time ago, and what Nick just said about sharing our workflow. I think this is something that is really we all can benefit a lot. We might at some point just arrange the ones that are interested. We can just come and do from start to finish with some images, so we can see a little bit of how we work. But I'm not so sure how would be the best setting to do that. If we do that by Zoom and then everybody comes and maybe 2 people in one day is quite like a long time, and go from import to final image. Or we could go and do that presentially and meet, have some snacks and see 2 or 3 of us doing the edits from start to finish. I'm absolutely open to what you guys think could work better.
In the edit and the workflow, you can show to a certain extent online. I think like the shooting style, that would be very interesting to see some of the experienced, you know, you guys, how you approach, I don't know, model shooting. That'd be beneficial for me. Yeah, it depends what people want, of course.
Yeah, so let's see what each one of us has in mind. Maybe if you don't say it now, you can shoot me a message, and we can try to make like a small group discussion to see how we evolve on that and see who's interested. So we see if enough people are interested, we can make it one specific meeting for that. Yes, suddenly my assistant understood something I spoke and started talking to me. Sorry for that.
I mean, a joint shooting with a model in a studio or something would be. I would be very interested in that. So maybe kind of two parts. First part maybe setting up the lights, studio lights. You know, 2, 3, 4 lights with all the modifiers and something. I don't know how experienced the people are. Then maybe having a model coming after an hour or 2 hours, and maybe having a shoot, something like that. That would be. Very interesting for me.
Would be like a day's event. We start in the morning.
Yeah, it usually takes longer than you think about, because then when you have the technique in front of you, then you start asking questions. Why does the light this? What happens if the light have there? And so so I think it's always very interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
And I know Cesar, you have a studio. We have right now also a very big studio, so but it's in the Thurgau, in close to Adorf, close to the train station. But it fits easily 10 people, so it's quite big. So if
much bigger than my tiny one. 10 people there will be hitting elbows. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a competition to your studio. It's more about we have more space, but it's far away from Zurich, so I know that's a little bit unfortunate. But I can offer it if you guys like.
Okay, so my suggestion is I'll try to have some document that we can collaborate, and then we can add our ideas, and we see where it develops from there, and then we can make this happen as a half day or a full day, because half day is going to run quite quickly. Especially if we are like 8 or 10 people, this is going to run really quickly. Just the setting up of the lights and getting everything ready is something for 3 hours at least. If people start asking questions or wanting to experiment with it. But okay, I'll try to share a document in which we can collaborate and see how we evolve on that. And then we can try to arrange it at your place, my place. I'm really easy with that, Daniel. I'd really love to get to know your studio.
Yeah, for me it's fine as well. I'm happy to come to Zurich. So that's really not the case. It's more about space. So because your studio is much more cozy than ours. Ours is just plain floor. So. But you have a fridge. That's better than you don't have a
fridge. Fridge and coffee machine. Yeah, those are always there. Yeah.
So I couldn't hear part of it, but I'm in for studio shooting, learning. I mean, I don't know if I have the whole day. I'm always very constrained on time, but I would love to learn from you guys. That would be very, very interesting, of course, and also to contribute to whatever.
Yeah, so would a weekend better? Would then a weekend better for you guys? I mean,
well, during the week, I think it's quite optimistic, don't you think? If we start like 7,
yeah,
it's going to do 4 or 5 hours easy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Maybe we can go for I don't know, Saturday or Sunday. Start at 11 and then just let it run.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I usually suggest Sundays, because at Saturdays people still have shops open or things to do, and Sunday is basically the lake, right?
Yeah, I mean, just need to know, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so let's try to join our ideas and make this a plan for one, maybe half a day or 1 day in a weekend. I will put that together. I'll send everybody a place where we can collaborate and see how we can do that. Daniel went to space again, yeah. We cannot hear you, Nick.
Disappears into space and comes back.
Yeah, I had to switch on the lights. It was very dark here.
It's back, yeah. There's a crazy delay. I was seeing you speaking long before the sound actually came here.
Yeah, it's me. Do you mean me or
no, Nick. It was with Nick, yeah. But then, guys, thank you so much again. Let's make this thing of the studio and the workflow with CaptureOne. Both things are really amazing.
It's not better. Now I can hear you guys.
Yeah, okay. Now we can hear you good. Yeah, now we can hear you good.
Okay. anyways, so I would be in for a studio shooting, and yeah, cool, very cool.
Okay, I will send everything to you guys, and let's see how many people come on board. More people is always nice, but a smaller group can have also our benefits. Let's see how many people are coming. Okay, thank you guys for participating as usual. I hope to see you guys next Tuesday again. And on the 25th, our photo walk.
Great.
What day is this? 25th?
25th is a Thursday.
Okay. Yep. Good. Thanks.
Okay.
And have a good evening.
Thanks
Thank you
everybody.
very much.
Have a
Thank
great
you
evening.
for
Everybody.
Bye.
Good week.
Bye bye.